Hello, everyone, and welcome to Milligan Library's discussion of Zotero. This is a citation management system that we recommend here. It is a free open source program. It is a product of Digital Scholar. That's a nonprofit organization that's dedicated to the development of software and services for researchers and culture institutions. I'm going to walk you through how we use it to collect, organize, and cite sources quickly and easily. The first thing that you need to know about Zotero is you can find it at zotero.org, and it is a two-part system. When you click download, you'll see that there is two pieces here. One is the actual program that you'll run locally on your computer, so you'll download that. And the other is the Zotero connector, which is a browser extension that allows your browser to review the information that you have pulled up on your screen and save the metadata or the data about what you're viewing to Zotero for future use. Once you've installed both the program and the extension, and I'll show you what that looks like right here in the top right-hand corner. This is the Zotero extension, and it shows me that I'm looking at a web page. And once you have both those installed, you can use the program to collect and cite your sources. Let me show you the local program. So this is the program that lives here on my desktop. Here's my library over here on the left-hand side. This is all the sources that I have collected. And I have them organized into different folders. So for today, we'll be using the counseling folder. And I've already got one item saved here. So in the counseling folder, I have narrative therapy, and it is a book. It has this little book icon here. And then when I click on it and it's highlighted, it gives us some details about the book on the right-hand side. So it's what type of item it is, the title, the authors. This is an ebook actually, so it's going to show it's an online resource. It has a couple of other items here where I accessed it from, that sort of thing. Let's take a look about how we add additional resources into this folder, and then I'll show you how to cite them directly into Microsoft Word or Google Docs. I'm going to go to my internet browser, and I have performed a search in EBSCO, querying youth and social media and mental health issues. Here are some results, several options here. And I, for whatever reason, decide this is the one I would like to use. I can click on it, read the abstract. I can download it from here. But if I decide I want to add it to Zotero, I simply go up to the top right-hand side and I see my connector icon here. And once you hover over that, it'll say Save to Zotero. I'm just going to use this little drop-down caret right here. That gives me a little bit more control about where I'm putting it. So I'm going to select the counseling folder, and you can tag things. For example, if you're using this particular piece for a particular chapter in your dissertation, then you can tag this, and that will add this tag in Zotero, so you can search for these tags or more quickly find things. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and it's also going to save a full PDF of the text to Zotero. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so we've clicked save. Let's go back to Zotero. And now in my counseling folder, you'll see I've added the annual research review, and here's adolescent social media use. And that's the title of the item that we just saved directly from the school's database. And it has a full text PDF. We can double click on that. And that is saved as well in Zotero locally on your computer. You can annotate this, make notes in it if you'd like, and those can be saved and referenced. We will go over those in a more detailed video, but just be aware that that is an option. I'm going to close out of that. Let's save one or two more items. I'll show you how to do a couple more things, and then we'll cite things directly into our paper. So I'm going to go back to my results screen. So again, we've just performed a search in the database, and often you'll get several results on the first page. If you look through a lot of the titles and you're like, yes, I want to review all these, I think they're all good, I'd like to check them out at maybe a later date, I don't want to lose this information, you can always, from the search results screen, you can go up to the top to your Zotero connector, and it will be a little folder icon now because it sees that there are more than one articles here. So it has identified that there are multiple things, so it'll be a collection. So you can see that Zotero is reading the screen and it sees Understanding the Counter Movement, and that's the first title. It sees Scrolling Through Adolescence, the second title. So we can go down through here and add multiple articles or items to Zotero at a time. So that will save you some time if you want to add several things at once. We're just going to make sure this is saving to counseling and just hit OK. And it is going there. In this case, we might say chapter 1 and hit done. You do not have to do tags, but you're welcome to use that if that is something you would like to engage in. Now let's go back into Zotero. And here we are. It's added both of these for us to use here. You can also add things to Zotero using a unique identifier like an ISBN number or a DOI number if you have it. I'm going to do that now using a book. I'm going to use an ISBN. Just a moment. Click the wrong button. Here we go. The little magic wand here is add items by identifier. Here we are just using the ISBN off the back of the physical book that I have, and it has added that to Zotero. And again, here's the details about the book. So we have the title, the item type, the author, the place and publisher, the date of publication, page number, all that good stuff. All the data about the book that you would have to go through and manually collect is automatically added quickly and easily here for you. And you can edit it here in this screen. So if you needed to add an author, for example, you could do so. If you needed to change the capitalization, you can do so. That sort of thing is available to you here in this screen. All right. Let me show you one more way to add items to Zotero. If you're like me, you have a folder somewhere that lives on your computer with a bunch of PDFs in it that you use and read at your discretion. So I have a couple of things saved here. And so another very easy way to add items into Zotero is to simply bring up the folder that houses those items and then drag and drop the particular items that you'd like to add into Zotero. And you can see that it has added it and it has a PDF attached to it. There you are. And there's all the information about that particular item. All right, let's go take a look quickly at Microsoft Word. In Microsoft Word, when you download Zotero, it will download a connector, and you will just, sometimes you may have to add it to the menu tab or the ribbon here at the top. So you have your home tab and you go over to the right and there is a Zotero tab here. You just simply click on that. And then there's a couple of small buttons here. The first one that I always click on is Document Preferences. Zotero allows you to cite in many different citation styles. For us this evening, we'll use the APA 7th edition. If you'd like to search for additional options, you can click Manage Styles and search for other citation styles. And now, since I'm ready to cite, I'm going to place my cursor where I want my citation to be at the end of my first sentence, and I'm going to click in the top left-hand corner, Add Edit Citation. This is going to bring up this funny little bar here. And what I like to do is I like to click right next to this Z. There's a very tiny drop-down arrow and it says Show Citation Options. I like to use the classic view. That's just easier for me. Your mileage may vary. If you like the other slimmed down view, go for it. But that allows me to take a look at the counseling folder. So this is where I'm pulling my citations from, and I'm just going to cite narrative therapy. And since this is a book, I'm going to come down here at the bottom and I'm going to cite something from page 58, let's say. And I hit OK. And I'm going to give it a little space here. And it has cited in APA format that book. So here are the authors, the date it was published, and the page number. Let's go ahead and cite something else. Again, we're going to just place our cursor where we want it. We're going to click Add Edit Citation up here at the top. I'm going to use the classic view again. And this time I'm going to use this particular article. So not a book, but an article. Okay. And you can see that has created the citation here for me. Let's do one more. Let's see, let's do a narrative citation. So here we can do Add Edit Citation. There we are. And we're just going to click Omit Author because I've already placed the author in my narrative. We're just going to hit OK, and it's going to give us that citation. And if I need to edit it, say, oops, I forgot my page number, you can go in and do that. Place your cursor in the citation and click Edit. Add Edit again. And then you can see right here is our citation. If you click on that, left click, it will give you this little option to put in your page number. So let's say page 60. And then just hit the enter button. And once more, and it's updated your citation. Now, bibliographies. As we all know, in APA 7th edition, any resource that you cited in the text needs a bibliography or a bibliographic entry. So what we're going to do is we're simply going to put our cursor here below bibliography. I'm sorry, it would be references for APA, I believe, or reference list, depending on what you're writing. There we are. All right, we're going to go back to Zotero on the top tab here and click Add Edit Bibliography. Gracious, it's a mouthful. And it automatically will pull the information from Zotero and place it in the appropriate format, with a few exceptions. You will always want to double check that your titles are in the right style case. So in this case is our title in sentence style case. So you can see that, yes, it is. You may not need one online resource. You may not need this particular item or this particular bit right here. And if you don't, then we can update that in Zotero. So sometimes you may need to make a little correction to adjust the metadata, but it will pull everything that you've placed in Zotero and add it automatically here. It knows that you've cited both of these authors. And if you cite another one, for example, Let's add one more citation here. Available. Okay. And you can see I added the citation here at the end of our paragraph, and it automatically added that particular item here in our reference list. So let's go back and take a quick look at this first entry, narrative therapy. We want to take out one online resource, this portion right here. So we're going into Zotero. We're going to find narrative therapy, and we're going to come over here to the information about the resource. And you can see this is just some miscellaneous data that was collected about the book. We don't actually need this, so we're just going to delete it. And we're going to hit the refresh button up here at the top. And we're going to come back to our Word document. You can see it's still there, but what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top on the ribbon and click refresh right here. Yeah, look right here. And there we go. That particular piece of data that was not needed for the reference is now gone. So this quickly and easily pulls your references together and cites them here in the document. You can do the same exact thing in your Google Doc. Let's see if I have one available. Here we are. You may have to install a little extension here, but it's the very same formatting. It's on the top menu bar. And if you click Zotero, you can add edit citations, add your bibliography, refresh, review your document preferences. So make sure we're in the right citations tile. Here we go. And so let's go ahead and just cite something here. Zotero, add edit citations. And I'll show you this. This time we're going to cite narrative therapy. And that is a book, so we're going to click on it and say page 50. And just hit the enter button. And it is added that citation for us. Let's do one more. Zotero, add edit citation. Let's say, oh, I'm not quite sure which one I want to use. We go to the classic view so we can see all the items that are in the counseling folder. Let's do this one, eating disorder symptoms. This particular article, there we are. And again, we can cite several different items here. And then we can go in and make our reference list or our bibliography. And so that is easy as going to the Zotero tab and adding a bibliography. Click that. Zotero is going to scan the document and say, we have cited these two sources, and it's going to create those references here. And there we are. Just be aware that any changes that you make to your data here in Zotero, when you process those, when you come back into your Word document, or when you come back into your Google Doc, like we just saw when we refresh those items, if you have made changes, they will appear here in your document. When you're completely finished and you're ready to turn your document in, you'll go to the Zotero tab and you'll click Unlink Citations. And what that's going to do, it's going to break the connection between the Word document or the Google Doc and the Zotero program, and it will no longer update the citations in that document. I have found that it's best to do this right before you turn it in, when you know you're not going to make any additional changes. And this allows for better formatting and for professors to view the documents. Sometimes if you don't do this last step, then they can get some weird visuals on their end. I will say that if you are turning in something where you know you're going to be working on it again, so like a first draft or something like that, make a copy of that document and turn in the copy and have your working draft separate, and do not unlink your citations in your working draft, okay? Just a tip. All right, so we've gone over Zotero, what it is, how easily you can add items into Zotero, whether it's dragging or dropping from your files, whether it's going on to our search results and adding them here using the connector. We've gone over how to cite things directly into the document and how quick and easy that can be. If you have questions about using this particular program, I'm always available to help you with this. It is open source, so a lot of the help and documentation you'll actually find on the Zotero.org website. And if you have additional questions, you can always go here, check out their quick start guide. They have a lot of FAQs here to get you started, but we are always here at Milligan Libraries. We're available to help you if you want to use this particular software. We'll help you support doing that. We hope that this has been informative. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. You can always reach us at library.milligan.edu. Our contact information is over here on the right-hand side. You can email us, chat with the librarian, make an appointment with us. We're happy to help in any way we can.